my side or no side, nigga. It's my side or no side. Fuck your kind, nigga. It's my time, nigga. Yeah.
It's my side or no side, ain't no in betweens. All my niggas serve that fatty, we just want the green. Load up them yappers, broad day, if you play with me. Yeah, fuck my enemy. It's my side or no side, ain't no in between. All my niggas serve that fatty, we just want that green. Load up them yappers, broad day, if you play with me. Yeah, fuck my enemy. Play with my paper, I don't care, bitch, I'ma bust your head. We got Jacobs, we got Yappa, shit, we're infrared. If you play, I swear to God, and I'm gonna send them there. Yeah, I'm insane out my head. I want paper, we serve.
What's going on? You now tuned in to the Queen City Bullies podcast. I'm your host, Aaron, and today we're going to be talking about CoOwns and pupbacks. Before we jump right into the podcast, I want to give my big brother a shout out over at Queen City Bully South. That boy doing his thing over there. He got them grand champion Spotify puppies. Check him out, y'all. Make sure y'all go over to Instagram at Queen City Bully South. You can find him on Facebook too at QCB South. Make sure y'all watch out for them fake pages now. Watch out for the scammers, the finessers, the fake pages, because they out there now. I'm going to post the link to his page right here, so you make sure you don't find that wrong page and get finessed. All right, we're going to jump right into the video. Today, we're going to talk about CoOwns and pupbacks, like I said. For those of y'all that not familiar with the term CoOwn and pupbacks, I'm going to kind of break it down for y'all before we jump right into the video. Okay, so a co-own is basically where two people share ownership of a dog. You know, in most cases you'll see this amongst breeders, where a breeder will co-own a dog with another breeder for certain reasons. Maybe one breeder don't have space to keep that dog, and they feel like that dog will be an asset to their program and take their program to the next level, so they don't want to just sell the dog outright. So they'll put the dog in the hands of somebody that can care for the dog, take care of the dog, and then when it's time to breed that dog, they can still take care of the business on the back end. They'll usually split the profits 50-50 to make the co-own make sense, if that makes sense. And then a pupback. Okay, a pupback deal, y'all, is basically, okay, if you got a stud male, usually you require a stud fee. You require money compensation for his stud services. Now, in the case of a pupback, what you're going to literally do is receive a pupback as compensation for your stud service instead of receiving money. Now, with a pupback, that can be a good thing for somebody that's kind of like starting out, a new stud that don't really have productions to prove that he a proven producer. You can use pupbacks with quality females to show how that stud can produce. You know, also, if you wanted to take the route of selling the pupback, you can always sell the pupback and make just as much money as the stud fee, if not more. It just will require a lot more time and patience. So that's the definitions of the co-own and the pupback for y'all before we take a more deeper dive into the podcast. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, like, why would I get myself into a co-own situation or a pupback situation? Like I said, these things happen all the time in the bully game. They can be beneficial. I've seen from my personal experience that they can be bad. It can turn out either way, y'all, good or bad, to be completely honest with you. I'm gonna speak a little bit on my experience today, and I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about things that I've heard, things that I've seen, etc., etc. I ain't gonna drop no names or nothing like that, because I don't want to hurt no feelings or nothing. But in my experience, I would say overall, doing these co-owns and these pupbacks, they've been pretty good for me. I have had my fair share that haven't gone the way that I expected them, but hey, that's just the way that the ball rolls sometimes. You know, it's always a high risk, high reward, especially with these co-owns or these pupbacks. You know, I've gone into situations where everything was going perfectly fine, like really just perfectly fine. You know, the co-owner is taking great care of the dog. You know, the dog is in pristine condition. I'm loving the way they take care of the dog. And then fast forward a year and a half, 2 years later, once it's time to start getting down to the business with that dog, and you know it's time to breed, you know, I've ran into issues where, okay, let's say the female is bred successfully, we confirm the pregnancy, and then we get all the way into the point where she having the puppies, and then that's where the complications begin. I've had that issue where, there's been times where female going to have complications in the pregnancy, and then the female either die and the puppies. I've had that happen. I've heard of that happening, or, just losing the entire litter altogether. Just unfortunate things that can happen, that when you co-own a dog with somebody, obviously if y'all sharing ownership, if y'all sharing profits, you're going to have to share the loss as well. So it's definitely something where in that situation, you may or may not feel like, damn, that person didn't do what you maybe felt like you would have did. So it's definitely one of those situations, y'all, where it can be good or it can be bad. I've also had situations. Shout out to my guy over there at Rockdale Bullies. Let me tell y'all, me and my guy Trent over there at Rockdale Bullies, he the owner of Tri-County, right? So we done did, let's say, 3 pup backs. We done did 3 collaborations so far. So the very first collaboration we did was with my girl Starfire, bred her to his stud Tri-County. I did a pup back for him for second pick. So he received second pick overall, and that's how he got his girl Nairobi. So, and then, but let me just tell y'all what happened, right? So the very first time I bred the Tri-County, he had 8 puppies. 5 of them didn't make it. Only 3 of the puppies lived, right? So then go fast forward to, we decided to run the breeding back because we only got 3 puppies out of it. I ran the breeding back. She had 8 puppies. All of them lived. And everything went successful. He even, since he got a pup back the first time, the second time he went on to sell his pup back. So he was able to sell his pup back for $4,000. Just to give some context on how good that particular pup back went. Like I said, the first time it didn't go so well. Even though we lost 5 of the 8 puppies, I still honored the pup back, made sure I still gave him his compensation for his stud services. And then the second time, everything went swell. All 8 puppies survived. And then, like I said, he ain't want to keep his pup back. I ended up helping him sell it. So we still made some good money together. Plus, we produced some fire dogs together. Now, fast forward 2 years later, Nairobi, the dog that we produced off of the first breeding, she matured and was ready to breed. So then we bred her to Believe on a pup back deal, where now I'm getting second pick pup back. And then so we produced, some monsters out of that breeding. And then also he helped me take my program to the next level from both of those breeds, because when you think about the breeding with Nairobi and Believe, I kept my pup back out of that, my lilac tri-girl Delilah. And then out of the first breeding that we did, I kept my boy Bubby. So some incredible things came from that breeding for sure. And then like I said, we were able to establish a relationship and build. If you think about it, that was going on 3 years ago, and we done did 3 collaborations in that time, and we talking right now about further building the relationship and maybe even doing a 4th collaboration. So that's definitely something that I would say has gone good on a pup back side. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen bad situations where, okay, so you do a pup back deal with somebody, and then they turn up and say, oh, the female didn't take, only to find out 2 months later they got puppies that look just like your stud that they trying to sell, under some other stud's name. I've seen the most craziest things on a pup back deal. People having the puppies and then not wanting to honor the pup back because the puppies turn out to be so fire they don't want to just give away, a pup on a pup back. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations where on a co-own where, like, if you think about it, on a co-own, usually the person that's co-owning the dog, either one of the parties probably don't have the space to keep the dog, or maybe one of the parties don't have the money to financially buy the dog outright. So they're going with a co-own to kind of, because the price on a co-own versus buying a dog outright typically is a lot cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen situations where, you co-own a dog with somebody and then they turn around 9, 10, 11 months later and try to buy the dog outright from you once they, then saved up and got the rest of the money. But you didn't put it in your head like, we doing this co-ownership, we're going to split everything down the middle, and then here they come talking about they want to buy you out of the co-own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen and heard it all, like with these co-owns and these putbacks. Like I said, they definitely, like, I personally, in my opinion, feel like they have helped me catapult and take my program to that next level. Like I said, with the situation that I did with Rockdale Bullies on the putback, co-owns. I'm gonna speak about the co-owns to y'all as well. Like, I've co-owned dogs with people. Okay, so it's been a situation where I co-owned a dog with a person, and they just didn't care for the dog the way that I would. The dog not getting the best of care. In that situation, it's like, you could have kept the dog and just owned it yourself if the co-owner wasn't gonna give that dog a better quality of life than what you could have gave the dog. You know what I'm saying? So, that's crazy. I've even had situations where, like, I give a dog to a person for little to nothing with the intentions that I'm gonna breed to that dog down the line. Like, it's a partnership co-owned deal situation, only to look up months later and talk to that person, and they like, oh yeah, I don't got that dog no more. My cousin got the dog now, or my landlord said I couldn't have a dog, or I had to get rid of it. But that person didn't even reach out to you and say, hey, I know you gave me this dog, I can't have this dog no more. You want to take this dog back. They just sell the dog or get a dog to somebody, just some other crazy mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the things that you see in this bully game, man, is like never ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've had situations where, man, everything just goes so smooth initially, and then it comes time that drop that litter or whatever like that, and they just ain't getting the job done. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations with co-owns with studs, whereas you got two people co-owning a stud, they supposed to be splitting everything down the middle, and then you got the person that the stud is living with or what have you. They going and doing breedings behind the other person back because they won't know. That person don't live with the dog. He just a co-owner per se, so he won't know if I do this breeding over here on the low. He won't ever find out, type of thing. Like, just things that you wouldn't even imagine that could happen with these co-owned deals. Like, man, I've seen and heard it all, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all a little more about the good side, though, because I really don't like shedding too much light on the bad. I do know it's important to educate and just set the expectation that everything don't always go as planned. You know what I'm saying? But I want to give a shout out to my guy over there at UFO Kennels, my guy Milwaukee Rich, man. Some months back, I sold him my girl Princess Jasmine on a putback. So it was kind of like a co-own and a putback per se. Like, so he bought her. I kept the paperwork until I received my putback, of course. But fast forward, he knocked out the breeding. We actually bred to my boy Believe. He produced some fire. Rich stayed in communication with me the whole time. He let me know, hey, she in heat. Hey, she pregnant. Hey, she having the puppies. He let me know every step of the way. He sent me pictures like once every week, every other week. And then when the puppies was ready to go, he came through. He came through on the putback for me. He made sure I got my second pick. I drove out there, to Milwaukee. I picked her up, hand-picked her up personally. Everything went the way that it was expected, and I gotta give a shout out to Rich. I didn't know Rich before he called me to buy Princess Jasmine, but everything just clicked. Great business, and that's the key to all of this, like the putback deals, the co-owns, and really just the whole successfully breeding these dogs and having longevity in the bully game it's really come down to doing good business. You know what I'm saying? Like, continue to do good business and more business will come your way. You know what I'm saying? If you do good things will come to you for sure. And then, like whenever you do go into business, like a long-term partnership with a person, like y'all gotta share the same vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you and this person don't share the same vision, y'all going in two totally different directions with y'all program or in y'all life or whatever the case may be, it's gonna be hard for y'all to collaborate, to communicate, to just work together and smoothly complete, business, like on a co-own or a putback. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to work with somebody when y'all got a common goal, when y'all share the same vision. You know what I'm saying? When I did those 3 collaborations with my guy Rockdale Bullies, we definitely got some of the same goals. We share the same vision. Our style of the look of the American Bully, all of that is something that that's very similar. So when it came down to doing business, it was very easy to work with, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I've had co-owns where, people don't match my work ethic, and they don't have the same drive or passion for the dogs that I do. So when it comes time to move and shake and get down to the business, they slow on their feet or they don't, they just lacking. You know what I'm saying? And in this game and this business and really in anything in life, man, you got to get to it, Ain't nothing gonna come to a sleeper, you know what I'm saying, a slacker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then before I forget, I want to give another shout out to my guy over at Transformation Kennels. Y'all know my guy Theo and I. We co-own quite a few females. You know what I'm saying? And we've done a lot of business together, and we've not once had any hiccups. I think it helps that we got a great friendship and a good working relationship. Me and him, like we communicate pretty well. He a real easygoing person, and so am I. So it's like that make it a lot easier to do business together at a high level. You know what I'm saying? When you're not dealing with somebody that's greedy, you're not dealing with somebody that's thirsty. You know what I'm saying? They just want to put the work in and get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's shown over the years in our relationship. Like I'll explain to y'all a little bit. Me and him, we co-own, like I said, quite a few females. We had 2 litters together this year. My girl Koye, or our girl Koye, I should say, and our girl Sophie. They both dropped litters in March and April of this year. So, they dropped litters. We both we split the litter down the middle, and then we also kept a few puppies out of that. So it's good when you do a co-own or a pup back with somebody when y'all can, for one, complete the business and make money together, but then also the puppies that come from those breedings, like those are what I consider to be like collaborations. When you collaborate with somebody and y'all do a breeding together, and then those puppies go on to have puppies down the line, that's building a legacy for you and that person that you did that collaboration with. So that relationship is gonna go further than just that one breeding. You may look up 2 years from now and say, damn, these are the grand pups to that litter that was created off of that collaboration. So that partnership, that working relationship can continue to grow and thrive for years to come, as long as both people continue to build on it and y'all produce and fire dogs together, and then also too, like, y'all sharing that same vision. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even stop there. Like, the sky's the limit with this. Like, if done right, and that, like I said, and y'all share that same passion and that same vision, y'all really both can help catapult each other and take each other to a whole nother level. I mean, when you think about it, just Transformation Kennels and Rockdale Bullies alone, I had a personal goal for myself to get my boy Believe out there more. You know, I wanted to get some more females for him to breed on the in-house side. My guy Transformation Kennels was able to help me do that. We brung in some more females to breed to him, and now I got a lot more production off of him than I probably would have had without that collaboration. And then likewise with my guy over there at Rockdale Bullies, you know, he helped me take my program to the next level 2 years ago with the pup back that produced Bubby. Y'all already know Bubby been killing it. And then he came back again with Bubby's sister. He wanted to do the pup back breeding. With Believe, I kept that pup back, and so now I got even more Believe production on the ground, you know. And so, like I said, I wanted to start a Believe army, if you will, because I'm basing my yard, my bloodline, my look just off of him alone. So it definitely helps for me to have, you know, the more production off of him that I can, you know, because like they say, production is power. And if I got the more production that I got, the more I can show and prove what my boy can do. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all about a few more situations before I let y'all go. I gotta speak on this one. My boy MOA Kennels. Y'all know me and my boy MOA Levante. We like Kobe and Shaq, man. When we get in the lab, when we do these breedings, you know, we knocking them out the park. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love doing collaborations with him because we just like our energy, like together is like unmatched. You know what I'm saying? When I get with him, like we just get down. It's just something that I can't even really explain. Like we like this. You know what I'm saying? That's little bro for sure. Like, and we done did probably like 3 collaborations so far. We got more collaborations on the way. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But y'all know the most recent one that we got is the one we got on the ground right now. I produced Miss Piggy. I also produced Bubby. We bred them together to do this 2 times meatball breeding. It turned out crazy. That was my one of the first times that I did a line breeding. Definitely the first time that I line bred 2 of my productions together. But I couldn't have done that without my guy, you know. Without him sharing the same vision as me, wanting to go in and be a part of that collaboration. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to my boy for the alley-oop on that situation, man, because we definitely put it down. Then we also did collaborations like when you know, we took his girl MOA, his production MOA Kendall Sasha to my boy Rebel. They definitely produced some fire out of that litter. And then one of my most favorite, I'm gonna say, is that Bubby and Buffy breeding. That one that produced that girl, Queen City Bullies Barbie. She out there with my guy Longhouse Bullies out there in Milwaukee, man. She look incredible, y'all. She look amazing. Y'all make sure y'all follow my guy Longhouse Kennels on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow my guy Levante the Bully, MOA Kennels, on Instagram too, man.